What's going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back at again with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna go back to the OG days where your boy was flipping accounts 2,500 to 10K. And I'm gonna do this format like I used to do it. If you're new here, welcome to the channel where you will learn some simple and easy price action to grow small accounts, large accounts, or even prop firm accounts. And if you're an OG, if you remember how I used to do my videos years ago with my MT4 profits on the side and then me explaining the whole breakdown of the trade, I want to go back to my original style or how I used to do my videos. So I hope this brings some nostalgic memories of my first accounts when I used to do my $100 accounts, $50 account flips, and who knows, maybe I'll get back to that as well. But this is going to be a very detailed video on how to flip accounts and build small accounts. This is going to be very raw, very real. I'm going to be explaining every position step by step, the psychology behind the trade. I'm going to be explaining everything step by step so you guys can understand just a simple concept and what you need to be able to grow small accounts. And we're not just talking about, you know, making 1%, making $2 per trade. We're talking about a big scale like this, 2,500 to 10K or $100 to 2K, you know, something huge. So this is what this video is going to be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, like I said, I'm gonna have all of my, so I got my phone here right in front of me. I have screen recorded as much as I could as possible, so you guys can kind of see a visual of the trade as well on the left hand side there. And before we get into everything, right, let's go ahead and talk about the strategy itself. Okay, so that's gonna be the first thing, and then we're gonna start breaking down the actual trade on gold. So simply here, if you guys are watching, you guys see my wedge pattern here. So I have a wedge pattern here, and this strategy is what I call the pre-breakout. So instead of entering the break of the pattern, like how you guys normally see my videos, I enter the pre-breakout. What that means is I'm entering a position before the breakout. And there's a lot of reasons why I do this on like flip accounts. The biggest thing is, you know, to number one, avoid fake outs. Number two, to grow the account exponentially, because you guys know sometimes those breaks can be worth anywhere between 10 to 40 pips. And when it comes to growing or flipping small accounts, you want to try and squeeze as much pips as possible in the market. So let's just simply break this down real quick. Just real quick, I want you guys to understand this, especially if you're new or if you guys need like a refresher when it comes to pre-breakout. So let's talk about normal breakout. So with a normal breakout, we will want to see higher highs and high lows, which is an uptrend, right? We know when the market is creating higher highs and high lows, we have a nice uptrend. So you guys will see here at the top, no, not that. We have the higher highs and then we have the high lows, and then we can continue to scale that up all the way to the top with the high lows. Now, once we start to create this structure, which is an uptrend, we have determined that the market is in an uptrend. The next thing that we normally see, okay, so this is what we're going to normally see here, is once we create those higher highs and high lows, the market will create a falling structure. So after hit this, the market will start to create a falling structure. So we can actually draw out our pattern here. So it'll create this falling structure. This is exactly what you want to look for in the market. So you'll see it start to make those swings nice and pretty. And then ultimately when it comes back up, it'll break out of this pattern. And then we can enter the market through that break. So that is the basis of breakout trading, right? You wait for the market to create a trend. It creates a pattern, which it forms. And then you wait for that pattern, or you wait for price to break the pattern. And then you enter right on price once it breaks. But I did something a little different this time, right? Because I'm trying to flip this small account. And what I did was I entered before the break. So the entry will look somewhere around this, right? And sometimes, like I said, I like to enter before the break because you're talking about anywhere between 10 to 60, 50 pips worth of profit that you can collect as well as you're leading towards the break. And so this is exactly why I like this format. This is a strategy that I created. This is my own original NTG strategy. This is one of my most profitable strategies, especially when it comes to flipping accounts. This is my main go-to. Okay, so when you guys see me do like my crazy flips, it's always with these pre-breakouts. All right. So that was just a simple explanation. Of course, I can get into more detail with this breakdown, but we really want to focus on the actual trade. And plus, you guys will start to get some points and more details when it comes to the trading, because the actual strategy itself, I want to say, is about half of what you need to get done. And then the other half is going to come down to actually the trade management. All right. So now that we understand that, right, now we kind of have a visual of what's going on here. You guys see my positions here. So we know we had our uptrend, right, on gold. We created our high highs and high lows. The market created a nice falling structure. And this was right on Sunday, right when the market opened. I went live with my academy. We did a nice Sunday analysis. And I told them, hey, I'm going to enter these buys. Let's do it for the culture. All right. So this is what I did here. And now, how did I enter the buys? Now let's talk about how we entered. So I already created my falling wedge here so you guys can see it, so I don't have to redraw. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is this support area. Now, how do I get into these pre-breakouts? I wait for the market to hit a high volume area, which is anywhere between support, resistance, supply and demand, however you draw your zones. For me, I use support and resistance. So in this area, I had support. So if I go back to my market replay mode, let's go back to Friday. And Friday, market did not move at all. It was just a whole mess. I had this pattern drawn out. Friday night, I said, okay, this is something I'm going to look for later when the market opens. So we come back, we move forward, and we got another turning point here, another swing. So I said, okay, I want to see how gold reacts to price here, because this is my price line where I want to enter pre-breakout as I draw that support. And now the second thing that I'm looking for is candlestick confirmation. So my candlestick confirmation is called the 1, 2, 3 engulfing. But we're traders. I'm pretty sure you guys have multiple candlestick confirmation that you guys use. Maybe it's a doji, shooting star, hammer, inside candlestick, whatever confirmation that you can use. You can apply that same logic here and look for your confirmation. But my confirmation is the 1, 2, 3 engulfing. And this is how we're going to get into our first position. Okay. So with that, we wait. I waited on the 5-minute time frame. So this is a good sign for me. So when we have that wick rejection right off of the zone, this normally indicates that I'm going to get entry confirmation soon. So I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for it to see. We didn't get it. So as you guys can see, we had that bullish candle here. It looked like it was about to lock in, and I believe it was like 30 seconds left, and gold started to drop below the zone. So I said, okay, maybe we will go for sales. Who knows? I'm still on stream with the whole academy, and I'm just kind of watching it. And before I end the stream, I was going to end stream, be like, okay, let's just wait and see in the morning and go make this crazy move back up. NTG, should you do it? Oh, that looks so good. All right. Let's just do it just for the culture. Let's just do it for the culture. I'm gonna do it for the culture. And it gave me my candlestick confirmation right there at the 1, 2, 3 engulfing. And that's going to be my first position. And at first I was kind of like, should I enter this right now? You know, market is just freshly open. Tokyo session going into Monday. Sometimes Mondays are really slow, but I said, you know what? I really want to do a flip video. I also want to create some more content. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Right? I had this account ready. I've been wanting to do this $2,500 account flip challenge already. So I said, let's do it. And I told my academy on stream, I'm going to enter these buys for the culture. And then that's what we did. That was our first position. Okay. And that is how pre-breakout works. Now, what NTG is doing is now I need to wait for the break so I can enter my second and my third position and so forth. So we're going to get into that right now. Now, what I want you guys to really pay attention to is my lot size. Okay. Now, my lot size is heavy. My first lot size is a 3 lot compared to my 1 lots at the scale ends. Now, why is it so important for you to have a heavy base? I call it my base position. My base position, kind of just think of, you know, your base, right? And you have pillars supporting your base, right? You want those to be the heaviest because when you start putting things on top of it, if your base is not solid, it's going to fall apart, right? So you want a strong base that can hold all that profit, all the positions that you want it to. Because if I enter that 1 lot and then I try to double my lot size, it's going to go against me. And you guys will see later with price on why I speak heavily on having a solid base position. This is very important. Okay. So with this base position, I enter heavy because 1, it protects my account, especially if I decide I want to scale in. It protects my account from pullbacks. This is going to be the main thing here. Okay. And then also because I can exponentially grow the account faster. That would be the second position. But the main thing is protecting my account from the market. So that was the first heavy position, as you guys can see. Now I'm going to be looking at my screenshots so that you guys can follow along. So let me go ahead and give a nice little area for my screenshots. I mean my screen recording, so you guys can follow along here. Okay, so our first movement was good. This was around 741. So let's go ahead and go to 741. Boom. Okay, so 741, 740. Market started moving pretty well. So this is the screenshot of the market moving. It started picking up a bit. Now I didn't have too much big expectations for it moving right away. I was like, you know what? We're probably gonna wait until more of New York session to follow through before we get some like real movement. So I'm just watching it over. It's around 8. Market is still kind of moving kind of slow here. And I'm just waiting for that break because that break will allow me to enter another position. So waiting here is 8:15. As you guys can see the market screenplay. And then I went ahead and actually set my position to break even right before we got to that break. So I want you guys to pay attention to that. When we started to leave the market here and you guys start to see that we start to approach that break, I actually set my position here at break even. And this is one of the other reasons why I love pre-breakout is because I can protect my account almost immediately sometimes. And that's the point of pre-breakout. And so my position is set to break even. Now my account's protected. And now that we got the break, now I can enter another position and then put my stop loss for this position down here. So I have another stop loss here. So let's just create the same stop loss for all of the positions. So this will be the same stop loss. So now we got the break. We're looking good here. Enter my position at the break. And now I just need to wait for the market to move. Now, on a psychological level, I'm just being patient. I'm not going to I actually didn't even go too heavy with this, to be honest, with this flip. I think I could have easily made 20 to 25K with this, because I actually closed extremely early because I was tired. But I went very soft with this account flip. And if you guys know me, you guys know I definitely went soft on this. But it's still a good video either way, because the basis of this video is going to teach you guys the mechanics of really, really big flips. So here we're in good positions right now. It's 8:30. That's around 8:30. Yep. So let's get to 8:30. And the market started pushing. It was like moving. I was like, oh, this looks good. All right. We're starting to get some movement. So I'm just watching. And right now, actively also looking at my screen recordings just to make sure that, you know, I'm making the same timing with the video. So just bear with me, guys. We're going to get through everything here. But guys, I want you guys to really pay attention to this flip, because you guys are not going to get a flip like this anywhere on YouTube, anywhere from any trader. Like, they don't show you guys this in depth of what a flip will really look like. Like, they really don't. So really take it all in. This is like the realness of account flips. And as you guys can see here now, I am moving my stop loss. Okay, so I'm moving it. I'm setting all of my stop losses now. So I entered another position right there, right at the break. Now, why did I enter this position? Why did I enter this position? So let's go down to the 1 minute time frame. So this is where I got my other position. Was the break here. And I was looking at the 1 minute time frame, and I watched the break of the zone. So I wanted to see if we would get any sort of resistance here, which we didn't on the 1 minute time frame. And then I had another zone here as well. And once we broke that zone as well, boom, we're in. I'm going in again. Now, this is traditional anti-G scaling in, waiting for those breaks, right? So that's what I wait for. I don't just randomly enter my positions. And I think that's something that a lot of new traders do as well, of a mistake that they make, is they're just entering when they feel like entering. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you wait for structure. I love to wait for the break of highs of structure or lows if I'm in sales, to be able to scale in again. That's going to create a foundation for me to consistently be, not only wait for that volume to kick in, but to also trail my stop loss beautifully. Okay. And we're going to go down to that 1 minute time frame too, because I was watching this trade a lot on the 1 minute time frame. So let's actually go down to there. All right. So we're on the 1 minute time frame. And as you can see, I'm floating in profit. It's 850. So let's go ahead and go to 850. And let's make sure I didn't move my stop loss or anything. Nope. So stop loss is, I moved it up a little bit. So stop loss is somewhere around here. And overall, this trade, if it went against me right here at this point, this would have been looking like maybe a $400 or $500 loss. Not too big when it comes to this loss here. So again, waiting for the market, just trying to match the price action with it. And I'm just waiting for it to move. It's looking very nice, really nice volume. I'm patiently waiting so that I can start trailing up my stop loss at this point. Yep, so market looks good. You guys see that big bullish movement there right at the peak. And then what you guys see already here is when the market drops. So now we're going to talk about, this is going to be the most important part of the video here. I want you guys to really. Okay, so now I'm moving my stop loss. This is what I wanted to see. Okay, so my stop loss is now above this position. Okay, so now this looks pretty good. This looks solid. Okay, I'm like, okay, well, my account is completely protected. If this comes back, it will be a break-even trade. And this is why we have a base, because with 3 lots, okay, I'm floating 3 grand, right? And then these little positions are only 300 in profit. This one is 600 in profit. This is 300 in profit. These are smaller positions. And so when those positions go against me, I won't see any negative margin. I won't see any negative drawdown because my base is so strong. But let's say I entered one lot here. What do you guys think would have happened if I had another one lot and another one lot? And then now when price starts to drop, it starts to drop. Now, essentially, I could have two lots going against this one. But I have such a strong base, it's going to be 3 going against 2. So I'm still in the positive. So even if the market starts to drop a little bit here, I still have an opportunity somewhere around here to get out at break even at most. And this is why it's essential for you guys to have a strong base. You're going to need that, especially when it comes down to these builds. You need that base. So I want you guys to put that in your number one priority, a strong base. Because I promise you guys, you're a lot more flexible and you're a lot more powerful in the market when you have a strong base. You're solid. You can enter positions, exit positions. You can hold positions longer because you're not worried. You're not stressed about anything. You're up $3,000 on one position. You're not worried at all. All right. So let's go ahead and go to, what time is it? 8:53. So let's go ahead and fast forward to that, because you guys will see here in a second how crazy this was. So we start to get that drop a little bit. Market start to pull up back. My stop loss is still there. I haven't moved it yet. I haven't moved it at all. I'm just being patient. You guys see here, we start to it looks like it's about to take off, right? Wait, what time is it here? I want to make sure. This was at 12. Okay, so we got that push. Market came back at 10. So I want to show you guys something, right? I didn't scale in at this point. I'm just waiting. Let's go to the 5-minute so it can be faster. I'm waiting for that drop. Okay, there it is. I think that's it right there. It was around 10:20. Where are we at? There we go. So that's what I see at 12:30. Oh, it was at 12:30. Okay, so this is just noise. So this is me just holding the position right now. I want you guys to see this. And I screen recorded it too, because I have not moved my lot. If you look at my screen recording, I have not moved my stop loss. And the market was this close to stopping me out. Now it looks a lot closer on my MT4. So if you guys take a second to look at my MT4, look how close I was to getting stopped out. Okay. And this is why it's important for you guys to have patience. I want to really emphasize patience. Patience is going to be a huge deal when it comes to these flips. And I also want you guys to pay attention to this pullback and why I didn't go so aggressive, because I was waiting for this. I'm going to call this area, let's call this little area pullback here a fear zone. We're gonna call this the anti-G fear zone. I'm just making up words here. We're gonna call this the fear zone. Now, why do I say that? Why do I call it a fear zone, anti-G? Because these pullbacks here is where 99% of traders mess up their builds. So this is where the 99% is at. This is where they mess up. This is where they mess up. Either they get scared. That's why I call it a fear zone. They get scared and they actually they pull the plug right away before they see some tremendous profit or the big move. This is a tactic that the market does to create this situation, to put pressure on traders to exit their trades early. And this is why I call it a fear zone. Or they went too heavy. They didn't have a big base and they went too heavy on their positions, right? They started entering too many times, market reversed, and now they're in drawdown. So I want you guys to really pay attention to this. This is going to be a combination of patience and having no fear of the pullback. Do not be scared of the pullback. If you cannot handle this fear zone, you're not ready to flip accounts. I'm just telling you that right now. This is the territory that it comes with. And you guys saw, I was ready for the market to hit my stop loss. It is what it is. But I know if it hits it, it hits it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I know is your trade is not over until it actually hits. Okay. So I don't see the market approaching my stop loss and I'm like, oh, it's going to hit my stop loss and close my trades. I don't do that. I want the market to physically get me out of my trade. If it doesn't, we still in play. I don't care how close. And I've had so many close near misses like this, guys. It's crazy. So like I said, this fear zone is what takes out 99% of the traders. And this is why I said this is going to be the most important thing, because if you can't handle this part of the flip without putting the steps of a good strategy, or if you want to use my pre-breakout, having a strong base with your first position, scaling in correctly at the break of the highs, being patient. And then if you get freaked out of this fear zone here, it's all over for you. That's it. Market got you. And so that's why I wanted to screen record that. And you guys can see I did not move my stop loss at all. If you look at my last video, I didn't move it. And then market started to come back up. And it's looking good. It's looking great. Now I'm like, oh, okay. So we making move. And see, right after this fear zone, guess what happened with the market? Boom. Look at that. And you guys see it on video. This is when I hit 10K. 10K at the top. And let's arrow this right now. Right, we had that fear zone. 99%, right? And I want to put this in a visual so you guys can really understand. And let's make it red so you guys know the deal, right? We have a fear zone of the 99%. And right here, I don't know what I'm going to call this yet. You guys can comment below what you guys want to call this zone. The profit zone. We call it the profit zone. Yeah, that's it. I like that. Let's call it the profit zone. And guess how many traders are here? 1%. Maybe even less. But here, that's where the 1% is. 99% got out. By the time market started moving, there's only 1% left. And this is the foundation of flipping accounts. I can't make a even more detailed video than this, guys. This is crazy. If this doesn't get 500 likes, no, I'm just joking with you guys. But this is essentially the purest form of explaining scaling in positions, getting in at pre-breakouts, managing your trade, having good base positions. We can go through all the points here. This video is golden. This is how I used to do my videos back in the day. If you guys watched my first video, it was formatted exactly this way. And I promise you guys, this is the way. This is the only way. And I promise you, you're not going to get anything more detailed, more explained than this. So if you didn't watch this full video in its length, I feel sorry for you. But if you did, you gained some crazy knowledge. I mean, this is probably going to be my most detailed video, up to date that I haven't done in a long time. But this is really to show you guys the real deal when it comes to account flips. This is the real serious deal here. And I can't express this enough of the 99% versus the 1%. And so that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy that video. If you guys did, please make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy NTG. Let's get this video to 200 likes. That's not too much to ask, right? Let's get this video to 200 likes. Make sure you guys comment below what you guys want to see next. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, I'll definitely do that for you guys. And of course, I'm still going to drop the analysis videos, guys. So on every other day base, I will drop some analysis for you guys so you guys can mark up your charts. All right, you guys. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was your boy NTG, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.